Hello nerds, welcome to Nerdy News. In today's video we'll be ranking all 12 Marvel Cinematic Universe movies from worst to best. Number 12, Iron Man 2. Despite being the sequel to a fairly fun movie, this movie lacks more fun. The villains weren't that interesting or fun, and the fights towards the end were slightly shorter than expected. Not only in our opinion is it a weak movie, but many fans agree too. Number 11, For the Dark World. Continuing where Avengers Assemble left off with Loki being imprisoned in Asgard. This movie was able to keep an interesting first part of the movie, but in the second part of the movie it started to drag on. The comedy could have been nerfed a bit, and they also should have got rid of the time they spent on Earth. Not to forget Jane Foster's character. Once again, still feels useless, although dealing with the Aether was pretty interesting. Number 10, The Incredible Hulk. Probably the most forgettable and underrated MCU movie. From this movie and the previous 2003 one, we learned Hulk movies can't always work, although Edward Norton did a good job as Bruce Banner. It feels like a better movie than everyone says it is, but still lacks in some areas. The fight scene at the end was really cool, although we wish that we had more screen time for Abomination. Number 9, Captain America First Avenger. Setting up the Avengers movie, Captain America First Avenger was a decent movie, although boring at some points. It had a decent flow. It would have lacked the action you expected, and admittedly didn't explore its full potential, but still a very nice and unique movie. Number 8, Iron Man 3. Although it is the highest grossing solo Marvel movie and the first one to get $1 billion at the box office, it let fans down when they realised Ben Kingsley was impersonating the Mandarin and just an alcoholic. Other than that, it had the potential to be a greater movie than received if they fixed that issue. Number 7, Thor. The debut movie for fan favourite Thor had a good origin story and an interesting one to tell, but once again, the Earth scenes let the movie down, and the villains weren't the greatest. On the positive side, it had a really good cast, and they have the rememberable Loki. Number 6, Avengers Age of Ultron. Probably not only one of the most anticipated superhero movies, but also of 2015. With its best efforts, it was really entertaining, although it let fans down when Ultron's powers were nerfed, and he wasn't as menacing as expected. Not to forget him being created was a bit rushed and out of the blue. We're sure there was a load of cuts though. Other than that, the action was good, and the new additions, Quicksilver and Scarlet Witch, were quite interesting. Number 5, Ant-Man. This is the movie that wraps up Phase 2. This movie was severely underrated from trailers, but showed small things can come in big packages. This movie was one of the funniest out of any Marvel movie, and the comedy doesn't feel forced. When he shrinked, it was a pretty cool view, and he was quite badass. Michael Peña's character, Luis, was surprisingly the funniest character. The only small problem was that the villain, Yellow Jacket aka Darren Cross, was a bit cliche. No spoilers, but if you haven't seen the movie, stay for the end credits. They will link into Phase 3. Enough said. Number 4, Iron Man. Back in 2008, this movie started the success which is the MCU. Let's admit it, who can't enjoy Robert Downey Jr. playing an asshole like Iron Man? It had the right amount of comedy, and it had a really entertaining feel. Not only was it a good origin story, but it helped set up the MCU to become bigger. Number 3, Guardians of the Galaxy. This movie is definitely the same level of comedy as Ant-Man. Chris Pratt made a really enjoyable performance along with the other cast. Who doesn't love a random talking tree that only says 5 words, and a talking raccoon has a wisecracking drink problem? Like Tony Stark. But this movie was really enjoyable and probably one of the greatest movie soundtracks I know. Number 2, Captain America Winter Soldier. This is definitely a strong movie. It proves that if they put a serious tone in it, it can still feel suitable for most audiences, and is able to bring more intensity. This movie brought a lot more respect to Captain America after they saw how much ass he could kick. The fights were probably the best out of any Marvel movie. Number 1, Avengers Assemble. This is the movie that Marvel had been setting up, and it was worth it. It proved if you put a group of superheroes together, the results would be better than you thought. It didn't feel crammed, and we get the fan favourite villain, Loki. This was my first superhero movie experience, and it got me more and more interested. Is there any negatives to the movie? Thank you for listening to Nerdy News' ranking of all 12 MCU movies. Why didn't you rank yours in the comments? Goodbye for now.